This is Replicant Fish. Welcome back. Glad you could join me again. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good weekend. I myself am doing well. Played some Forza and many hours of Roblox with my son, doing obby courses and playing strange adventure games on Roblox. And also did some cooking. I teach him as often as possible how to cook, the joys of cooking, the benefits, and also the feeling one gets from cooking his own food. And if you're listening to this, learn to cook. And as a man, never rely on women to cook for you. As in, never hope to find a woman you expect to cook good, healthy meals for you. Especially not these modern microwave chicks. Yeah, none of that crap. A man needs real food. The truth is, many of us as men know we have to cook that good food for ourselves. Indeed, that is the power. But enough waffling, let's begin. So this one's about what it's like for some men in relationships with certain women. Women that may have low self-esteem, or women that are unsure of themselves. Now my point to this is the amount of stress you as a man would go through simply because of how women feel. I've made this point many times before, but let's begin. From Slate.com, written by Rich Huzwiak, I think. I asked my boyfriend to be honest about our sex life. I'm devastated by his response. Ooh, it's about to get juicy. Well, I'm sure that's not what she thought. Man, well, let's carry on. Dear How to Do It, I don't know exactly how to come to grips with something that happened last night, and I would appreciate any insight you could offer. I struggle with depression at times, and as much as I try to be aware of how I am talking or acting, sometimes I get bitchy or over anxious about things. That's not surprising, is it? Not surprising. If you've ever had a girlfriend or a wife, yeah, you know how easily they can tend to be like this. Drop of a hat. Let's carry on. I guess what I'm saying is that I don't think I'm the easiest person to get along with. Oh man, if more women actually knew that. I have been with my boyfriend for about 5 years. He's 12 years younger than me. Oh really? A younger man. And she wonders why they may have problems in the bedroom. You know, considering she's 12 years older than him, after 5 years, yeah, how would she look then? Say if she was 35 when he met her, she's 40 years old now. Good God. But no one thinks I am as old as I am, says you, and we are exact polar opposites of each other. I'm emotional and feeling. He's not really emotional or feeling in the way I am. Although I know he does love me and care about me. Since we became involved, I have gained 20 pounds. My God. You know, she's already stated why she may have problems in the bedroom. You know, being a loud, nagging woman and then putting on weight, it's not going to make you very attractive to many men. Come on. Listen to this. And once I was undressing in front of him and a look of disgust flashed across his face. I tried to pretend I didn't notice, but I cannot describe how horrible I felt. Oh my God, that is so wrong. I should not be laughing. He may have thought, my God, what am I about to get into? Seriously. So often, you tell people to communicate in these columns. Last year, we were having sex about once a month, and I felt very distant from him, although he was going through a stressful time. I asked him what I could do so that we were intimate more often, and he said, nothing. We're just really busy. And we were, to be fair. After that, he seemed to be more conscious about sex, and we were having sex an average of once a week. I've been working very hard on myself and my attitude, which can be shitty. I'm glad she admits it. When I am stressed out, and I think that's why we've been able to have sex more. Or maybe he just feels guilty and he wants you to shut up, you know. Now for the last month, things cooled down. Last night I told him that I'd really like to work through this. I asked him if this had been a problem in his past relationships. He said no. I asked him to please tell me why we didn't have sex more so I could fix it. It's because you're fat and miserable. Seriously. And I could tell he wanted to say something, but he wasn't going to. I asked, is it because sometimes I'm bitchy and I've gained weight? Yes, sorry, that was my response, sorry. And he responded, a little of both. I responded, okay, thank you for telling me. Something I've noticed about women is when they say okay, it doesn't mean they fully understand. It means they now see how you see certain things. Yeah, it's not always good. I'm not mad, yes she is, but I am devastated. I know he loves me, but I am really having a hard time with how to handle this. I've been working out for the past 6 months and lost a few pounds, definitely some inches, and gained lots of muscle. Hey, good on you, love, but I can't get it out of my head that I'm too disgusting to be intimate with. How do I get okay with this? And what more can I do to improve things? Tell him he deserves better. Yeah, that's what you could do. Seriously. And you see, this is my point to certain things. You see, as a man, in a relationship, no matter what you're dealing with in your life, you still have to make sure you're catering to your woman in some way, making sure she is okay. No matter if you're stressed, if you're depressed, if you're down, it doesn't matter. What men need to understand is women are inherently selfish creatures. Men could be going through many things, but because of what she's not getting, she will seldom notice anything he's going through too tough. They may play it off as nothing because their things are more serious. You see, for me as a man, this adds to the fact of why I can't date any of these women. Just to know and understand this is something I will potentially have to deal with, I can't be bothered. I have been there and done it and will never go back. It's too much. And when we as men have things to focus on that we really should be focusing on, there are many times a woman would come out of the blue, you know, if it's a woman you're with, and ask you stupid questions like, oh, why don't you look at me in this way anymore? Why don't you touch me in this way anymore? Do you not love me anymore? All this stupid crap, where it's a sense of many men have things they really need to focus on. Women don't understand. Men have not the opportunity to think as blasé and nonchalant as some things women think about. As men, we have no one to fall back on. As men, it starts and stops with us. We have to make things work. If we don't, our lives are effed. If we don't, no woman would want us anyway. But the point is, as a man, learn to build those things for yourself. Not for a woman, not to have her in your house, to put on weight, be miserable, and then expect you as a man to fix everything. You know, even in this article, where she is trying to be reasonable and rational, you can still see her own selfishness and self-entitlement in it. Did she stop to say that whatever he's going through, as a man, it's putting so much stress on him that he has no desire to perform? Some women don't understand. It may not even be anything to do with you. It may be the fact of what he's dealing with in life. But because many women don't seem to care that much about what a man goes through, obviously to them, they will think it's something else. Think he's not attracted to her, or some other things. Yes, maybe he's no longer attracted to her being an older woman and was overweight. But either way, you still notice that women are still for themselves. She's thinking of the lack of sex she's getting or not getting, whatever. She's not getting any, basically. That's what she's thinking about. The loss and lack of intimacy. But what women don't understand is men go through a lot of things of which they know it's pointless to talk to others about. Because as men, we're told to just take it on the chin, dust yourself off and carry on. That's what we're told as men. Because as men, in a sense, we're not allowed to even feel anything. We've been taught not to feel anything. We've been taught that showing too much emotion is a weakness. So what she doesn't understand is, this man may have more to show and tell her. But because many men have been stunted in terms of speaking about themselves and what they feel, many men don't know how to do something so simple. Talk about how they feel. Especially to a woman they're with. Now obviously, in being honest with some women, they may leave you. But that's good, because I would rather be honest with a woman to make her realize I'm not really that into her and have her leave than to pretend I care about her and feel this way about her. No, woman, carry on. There are many, many men out there that will give you and make you feel a way. I will not. I can't even be bothered, let alone to even try. It's not to be cruel, it's not to be hateful. It's more to preserve the self, to understand why it's better and why one should preserve the self. I do not feel sorry for any man struggling in a relationship right now, because many of those men would see me as being wrong until they reach a point where they say, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. You see, that's when men like myself make more sense to them, because that is when they realize how much they gave and how little they got back in return. Save it all for yourself. Keep it all for self. To be on point, to be sharp. In other words, focus, observe, remember, the world is yours. Have a nice day.